Yeah, you
What up, buddy?
yo,
What's been going on?
but nothing much, man.
Yeah, your brother's in the hospital. Is he okay or what?
Yeah, he's like meditating.
Meditating.
Yeah, and they didn't want to stop meditating, so they took him to the what's it called? A mental asylum or the mental. I don't know how it's called.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, for mental health issues.
Yeah, for mental health issues, they took him there. Be-
What do you think
Yeah,
got him into wanting to meditate for so long that he couldn't function in the world?
I'm not sure. He thinks I don't know. I really don't know.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Stuff happens, you know.
It just happens. That's what God wants.
Yeah. How about you? Where are you at in terms of self-realization?
I'm not sure, man.
I love asking you because I'd like to just check in to see,
I know. Well, I can't like give an answer because I don't know what to like base it off.
Right, right, right.
I don't know how
Well,
to.
when I mean, there's really two modes of experience, and I learned this from David Bingham. And I don't know if you got my book,
I have it
Awakening.
right here, man. I didn't read too much.
Yeah, you got it. All
I
right.
got it. I didn't read too much because I was
Okay.
like busy in my head and stuff.
No, no problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I read like 3 pages.
Okay, when you get a chance. Well, the first couple of pages talk about my realization that I had, which was from a teacher called David Bingham, and he was in The Greatest Secret. And then he had talked about you are the infinite being having a human experience, and that kind of just resonated with me. And then I realized, oh, wait a second. I always thought I was this separate person called Rob with me and my story, but it turns out that that person that I thought was Rob was really the infinite being. I was just had it was a case of mistaken identity, like this feeling of existence and aliveness that's here. That's the infinite being. That's the effortless being. So that's what that book's about, awakening to the effortless being, like realizing your infinite self, not your fragile little separate mind-made story of yourself. That's really an illusion that we've run into. We've been conditioned through the world and our upbringing, believe we're this separate person, but we really are just this pristine, infinite being, whole and complete, and has everything, and it's just personal. It's effortless. I mean, the way to discover it is there's really just two modes of experience. You have effortless being, and so if you just look in this moment right now, are there any thoughts coming up in this moment?
Yeah, I only hear myself repeating what you said in my head.
Okay, so you hear the words in your head. Is it more like an intellectual understanding or is it something different?
I have like a habit, or I don't know, it just happens where if I hear someone talk, I say it in my head. Like I hear
Like
it in
there's
my
like a
head.
voice in your head, like repeating it.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, that voice that's in your head, do you believe that's you?
Nah, no.
How do you know?
Because the last couple of weeks, it's like I have like worries in my head. Am I gonna make the bus? Is my phone gonna die? And if I just don't think and just trust everything,
Huh?
then I don't know. It's just everything just works fine.
Yeah, I mean,
And
what I
and
found
I
for
see like my thoughts have no power.
right, they're just thoughts, right?
And they don't work. And yeah, I keep like hearing it less and trying to engage with it less.
Oh, good.
Then there's just this. Like I see my perception. I just see the body here.
Right.
Yeah,
So your perception is you just see like this body that's here. Do you see
yeah.
more than the
Just
body? Do you see like the space that's around you? Like there's space here.
yeah. If I look like in the middle, I can see like everything.
Yeah. I mean, that's what effortless being is. And it's good that you know that because then you can make the distinction between effortless being and the personal mode of experience. Because there's two different modes going on we can give our attention to. It's kind of like we can give our attention to effortless being, which it takes no effort just to be. It takes no effort for the thoughts are arising effortlessly. Like you're not doing anything to make these thoughts come. These thoughts are just coming. These body sensations, they're just coming. these emotions, these feelings, they're just coming. Um, they're just coming up automatically. And then what happens is the mind likes to come late to the party. It comes in after and it's like, oh, that's me, or I am doing this, or I am having this feeling, or I am having this thought. And it personalizes the thought,
Yeah.
which is not true because really it's just this wide open space of beingness, this eternal beingness, this open space where all of these objects and images and feelings and emotions and thoughts are just coming up equally, with really without meaning. They're all equal in their meaning. And it's just this open space, like this unfolding of all of these thoughts and images are just continually changing and unfolding in us, in this infinite being, this impersonal being, this space of beingness. It's all just coming and going. So that's the personal. The personal mode is when we're lost in the thought world. We're lost in our thoughts and believing that we're separate and believing that we're personal. But if we wake up, like right here,
Yeah.
it's just this. It's just what's unfolding, like you said. It's the immediacy of this.
Yeah, what also started happening is normally when I'm gonna laugh, I like think about it. Oh, I'm gonna laugh now, and then I laugh. But the last couple of weeks, or like I don't know how long, I just laugh out of nowhere and without planning it.
I'm glad you realize that because laughing is part of your true nature, is just being joyful, and laughter
So,
is
so the
really
ego's
good.
like it was like planning the laugh or something.
Yeah, so
Like
like the thought of
it's
laughter
that deep.
comes
Yeah.
and then it happens, right? Action kind of follows the thought. And we kind of know that, like the thoughts that are coming. If we identify with the thought, we can look at the thoughts like as invitations, though, because really we have the power to choose. Do we want to give attention to that thought, to that invitation? It's like when somebody gives you an invitation to a party, you can say yes, or you can politely decline, no, no thanks. It's just really not for me. So the thoughts that are coming, they're like invitations to different parties. There's the depression party, there's the happy party, there's the joyful party. There's the I'm hungry party. There's a I feel sorry for myself party. There's I have no money party. I'm poor
Yeah.
party. So you get to choose which ones you want to entertain because you're the infinite being. So you just sit here as the infinite being, and these thoughts are coming, and you can decide whether you want to go on those rides or accept those invitations. Do you know how you accept those
Yeah,
invitations?
but with some faults, I don't even have a choice. Like to get weed, it's like I don't know if I have a choice or maybe it's just so powerful that I want to get weed. But
Yeah.
it always like happens at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah. So there's certain thoughts. The thoughts are all really the thoughts are all arising in effortless being, but they're just arising effortlessly. They're coming up, and then it's up to us whether we choose that we want to accept that thought, personalize that thought, or can we just let the thought go? Because really, the power is up to you. You have the power to do that because you're the infinite being. You can exercise your sovereignty, decide which
Does does
you want to go with.
does in do you like choose the right faults to engage with like with your intuition or you just choose or
Yeah, I mean, we have no control over which thoughts are coming into our space of consciousness. The thoughts just are beamed into our state of consciousness, and then we get to decide whether we want to personalize it. And the way that we choose which thoughts we want is by giving it the power to give it our attention, or we have the power to give it meaning. Like if somebody out of the blue just called you up on the phone and was like, "I hate you, I can't stand you," and you never knew who they were, you'd be like, whatever, who cares, right? Go about your day. Like if your mom or dad said that to you, your best friend said it to you. Now you get all emotional.
yeah.
Saying that, you get all stressed out and you get all these emotions going. It's because you personalized it. It's the same way with the thoughts. The thoughts are just somebody out of the blue, just floating by and saying something. For some reason, you're taking it and you're applying it to yourself, and then you feed it with the energy, and your energy to it, your attention to it. Whereas you could just let it pass by and have no meaning. Let it be a meaningless thought. But that really doesn't apply to me. It's okay that it's there. I mean, you don't suppress your thoughts, you don't suppress your feelings, you let them go because what you resist persists. You lovingly welcome them, but you just don't apply them to you personally. They just they really have nothing to do with you. Just they're allowed to be there. They could be there. You just better life experience. Why entertain them? Why not entertain better feeling thoughts? So I have just like you, I have same thoughts might come up. Maybe it's like you said, weed or whatever. It could be any kind of thought, and then it's up to me whether I want to entertain it, whether I want to give it attention. The way that I choose it, like you said, is using intuition. Basically, what intuition is like, how does that thought make me feel? Like it almost happens automatically. Like,
Eh,
do I feel a sense of expansion and joy, or is it more like I feel constricted and stressful? That's how you can tell. So use your power of feelings, how it makes you feel. How does that thought make
I think I've been doing that like a lot of times in my life, like choosing like if something feels off, I just don't do it,
your
or I'm just
intuition?
or I'm just lazy, maybe.
Yeah.
Same
It
thing.
shows that your intuition's working. So you are following your intuition. That's great. So
I,
getting back to knowing the difference between effortless being, impersonal, effortless being, and the personal mode of experience, I just want to make sure that you're clear on that. So, like, if I know you said the thoughts are coming up, you have some thoughts. Are there any other thoughts coming up right now?
yeah, I again like what like your words again. I heard them again, and then trying to make like an answer
Oh,
for
okay.
right now.
So yeah, there's impersonal awareness, and we use language that can help us too to differentiate between the personal mode of experience. So you can say there's impersonal awareness of your voice and your words repeating in my head these thoughts. There's impersonal awareness. So there's some space there. You're the impersonal beingness, so you're effortlessly aware that there's these thoughts. They're not personal. Like you could make it personal. You could say that those thoughts apply to me, and then change the meaning of it. So that's really the distinction between effortless being, like operating from effortless being and operating from personal mode. How about is there any feelings right now that you're having, any feelings or emotions that are coming up right now in your space of consciousness?
There's some feeling in my chest, like in my heart area,
Hmm.
but for the rest, it's not really anxiety or something. I just feel something there.
Okay. And when you say, let's try using impersonal language when we're describing how we feel, because right now
Or you,
you described the personal mode of experience. The personal mode would be
the,
like, I'm
the,
feeling this. Now, how can you change it?
the body is feeling this emotion, right? The body, or is that right?
There's impersonal awareness of this body that's
Ah,
feeling.
yeah.
So try that.
Yeah, there's impersonal awareness of the body feeling a sensation on the chest
Yeah.
area.
So that's not you. Right? That's
Yeah.
not you. You're aware of it, right?
Yeah, yeah, you're
So
right.
there's the two different modes of experience. So I mean, they're always right here being presented to us. So we have a choice every moment whether we want to experience it personally or do we want to experience it as the infinite being, the effortless being, the impersonal beingness. So there's two modes, effortless being or the personal mode. There may be times you want to do the personal mode, like if, I don't know, like if your mom calls you on the phone or if she comes up to you, you
Yeah,
go into the personal mode of duality, right? I mean, what are you going to do?
I have to, man. I'm always too.
Yeah. I mean, you just can't sit there and say, I'm the pristine infinite being. I'm just not going to talk.
Yeah, everything in life it has like no meaning to me, or like I can like see through what my mom is like. So she just grabs me and emotion. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, you know how you can tell, like, if you're operating from effortless being or the personal mode is really what you just said. Like, is it effortless? If it's effortless, you're doing it from effortless being. If it's just happening automatically, it's just what's happening. It's effortless being. It's being. You're just being, and everything, life's just unfolding in you. But when you start taking it personal, then it takes work or it takes effort. Now you're in the personal mode of experience. And those rides can tend to be a little rough on the life experience. But you have the choice in every moment. You could just back into effortless being, or you could take the personal mode of experience. It's your choice. You're empowered as the
And
sovereign
like an
being.
example for like personal being is like imagine if I'm like sitting on the couch and then I think like, oh, I wanna go to the gym because I really want a six pack. Is that like effortless? That's not effortless because you're like planning it, right? Because you're like, or is it like I don't know.
So the thought, what's the thought? Let's talk about it. So the thought that comes up into your consciousness is what?
Right now, nothing.
No, what was the thought you were just describing though?
Yeah,
What's the
like oh,
thought?
like if I'm like on the couch and I say in my head like, oh, I want to go to the gym. I need to get a six pack or something like this.
So that thought just was innocently just passing by. For some reason, you wanted to pick up on it for whatever
Yeah.
reason. No judgment, right? No judgment
Yeah.
zone. You can do what you want. You're the sovereign being. You could entertain that. No, and you could just say, the way to do that is you could say, "Oh, that might feel good. If it feels good, then go do it." You know what I mean?
Oh
But if it
yeah, if it feels good,
feel
I forgot.
expansive and then
I
go do it.
forget
If it's
very
feeling
quickly.
constricted or there's a lot of effort involved, like but if it feels like I'm in the flow, I want to work out, I feel good, great, go for it. But if it's more like, oh, I gotta go work out, I'm so tired and I got all this effort. Don't do it, man. Like just you know what I mean? Like you just gotta
Yeah,
be like in the flow, what feels effortless, what feels easy.
it's great to hear.
Yeah, what do you feel like doing now?
I think I'm gonna smoke soon,
There you go. Whatever you feel
and
like.
then yeah, and then watch some TV or Netflix or YouTube. Or,
Yeah, why not, right?
yeah, and then tomorrow wake up internship.
Huh?
Then I go work at the internship tomorrow. Perfect, and then come home smoke.
It's funny how like we have these thoughts that come in that like plan our like our mind comes in and plans our whole life for us.
Yeah.
Effortless being just life just happens, and it's like we have all these thoughts about should be what we should be doing, and life just happens automatically, effortlessly, and then the mind comes in afterwards and comments, "Oh, I should be doing this. I should
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's just the minds. But I just want you to be able to know the difference between that's like the personal mode of experience with mindset.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, yeah.
And
A
then the
lot of
effortless
times.
being is the one that's just happening effortlessly, automatically. Know the difference. That's just want you to know the difference.
Yeah, recently a lot of times if I like have like something I want to try or like I want to find like a job or something,
Mhm.
and I'm like I need a job, and then I look for it, and then
Mind
then
starts
after
going, I
like
need this, I need that. I'm the effortless being. Everything's gonna happen
yeah,
effortlessly anyway. Like if I need a job, it'll just flow effortlessly into
but
my
the
experience
thing is
without me
after
having to try to do it or put forth all this hard work or I have to have all these thoughts about it. Like it's just gonna happen. It's the
yeah,
mind coming in after it happens. What's gonna happen is gonna happen effortlessly, whether I think about it or not.
but I find like I try to look for a job, and then
Yeah.
after 3 minutes I don't want it anymore. I just give up, and it keeps getting like I give up faster every time.
I
Everything.
mean, because it's just gonna flow into you. Like if the infinite being thinks you need a job, it's just gonna effortlessly flow into your experience. It'll feel that way, I should say. It will feel like effortless. Doesn't mean you don't take action. The action will be like inspired action. So it's not action. It's like, oh, it's hard work and I gotta take all this action. It won't even feel like action. You'll look back on it and be like, wow, I took all that action. It didn't even feel like it. It felt effortless. Like it kind of just synchronicity, everything just lined up, and I knew to
A
make the
lot of
phone call, I knew to
synchronicity.
apply for
A
that
lot.
job. I don't know. It just a friend called me up and wanted that job, or I saw this and it just felt good. And now I'm getting paid to do what I love. Like, life's great.
You're right with the synchronicity. Today I went to the coffee shop
Yeah,
and I found my friend there, and then we went to smoke at to a spot,
yeah.
and then then two other friends were at the same spot without like
See?
without even like planning it, and we just smoked there, man.
Synchronicity.
Yeah, man, it's all working out perfect.
Everything is always working out perfect. Everything is perfect. I always say, like, we're living in the Garden of Eden right now. Like, everything's perfect. All is well. There's no problems here. Only time we get problems is when we go into that personal mode and we say, oh, I'm a separate person, Rob, with my story and my limitations. We're all in our heads. But if we just stop and check, pause everything, like, what's wrong with right now? Once I just start thinking about my story or I start identifying with my story, it's really everything's fine.
You're right.
It's always been fine. And I haven't, there's no separate doer here doing it. It's all happening automatically by the infinite being. So just trust in that. Trust it's always going to work out. Every infinite being's in control.
I'm
Takes
a,
no
I'm a,
pressure.
I'm gonna try to make it a habit to read like every morning.
Yeah, that's good.
Um,
If, as
I
long as you
I
feel,
won't
as
try
long
to.
as you feel inspired, to do
Yes,
it.
yes.
Don't do it because, oh, I feel like I got, no, it's like
Yeah,
if you're
because then I'll
resonating with
ruin
it,
it. Yeah,
huh?
then I'll ruin the whole purpose of the book.
Right. It ruins the whole purpose. It's not like, oh, I gotta do this book. It's supposed to be effortless.
That's
Resonate
probably
with
why.
this
Yeah,
effortless being. That sounds good. Ooh, what? Infinite? I could be infinite. What? I could find peace. Peace. What's this about effortless manifestation? That looks interesting. Oh, living beyond fear and desire. Wow, that resonates with me. No more fears. Like, and I don't, it doesn't have to feel like these desires that I can't get. It's just all flowing naturally and effortlessly, and I could be happy. All I have to do is look inside. What? I am already it. What do you mean? Yeah.
yeah, it will all unfold.
Effortless being. Yeah, check out the books. I've been
Yeah,
getting good feedback on it. People say it's helping them align, with having more peace in their lives and synchronicities in their lives. And things are just, life's more like a flow, like more chill. Things are just happening, effortlessly. So there's a lot to that. And I want that for everybody, really, especially you.
same. I also want for everyone and myself.
Yeah, I want everybody to be happy and peaceful, and think of your brother too. I want him to be happy and peaceful and
Yeah,
calm, and
yeah. Besides the situation, he's doing very nice. He's doing fine.
good. Yeah, great guy. Yeah, I've talked to him a couple times.
Yeah, he brought the path to me. Like I got it from him. I never knew what it was. Nothing.
Tell me that story. How'd that come about?
It was like the first time he got sick. Uh, he was like meditating, and he believed in this like non-duality. He like not believed. He practiced it. He tried to practice it and did practice it. And then he got sick and he got taken to the hospital that time. And I was like very religious, and my mom too. So we thought like he's possessed. He's possessed. He's possessed, and all these weird stuff, and it was like all drama and stuff. But he was just like laying in the bed, and it was not like it was serious, but not very like not the end of the world. And then I just started. It started clicking. It just started clicking. Like my ego is like denying this thing, like because I was like very. I wouldn't say very practicing Muslim, but the ideas were like still very deep in my head. And not saying it's not the truth, but it's like this is also the truth. Like multiple truths, they lead to one. I think maybe yeah.
Yeah, I always celebrate like direct experience. That's really your truth. Like,
Yes, yeah,
what is your direct experience? Like right here, right now. Like what's really happening? What's the true reality? Like, what are you experiencing? Like, what is it that you really know? Like, you gotta need to. You can listen to all the people in the world, but you need to have that direct experience for yourself to know for yourself. You're the sovereign being. You're pretending like you don't. You know what it is.
yes, and And then after, yeah, it just started clicking, and my brother showed me some videos of Ramana Maharshi and who else?
That's a good one.
Papa G.
Oh, yeah, Papa G, yeah. Fuji.
Way more. Frank Yang. He's
Oh, yeah.
like, I really love Frank Yang. Who else? And I just watch all the videos, all the podcasts, and
Yeah.
I don't understand anything they say most of the time.
It's the
But I,
energy behind it, right? Sometimes the
yeah,
energy behind it.
but
Yeah.
I just yeah, and I knew about the abiding stuff. Just stay aware. So I
Yeah.
just stay aware with the videos and just watch it.
Yeah.
And
Let it
for the
flow over
rest,
you. Yeah.
and after watching that, I then I knew it was like the truth. Like this is the one truth.
That was your
And
direct experience. Yeah.
on multiple LSD trips, it was like really, really clear. Like this is the truth. There's nothing else. And then when the
Yeah.
LSD fades, like the fears come back, and believe in it a bit less, and it's a bit less real. But yeah, and then but I knew there was something in my because of the experience, I knew it was real, even though it didn't feel real because of my ego. Yeah, and I just kept trusting it, but I didn't really meditate a lot and stuff. I just live, you know.
Yeah, I mean, as the sovereign infinite being that you are, like any thoughts that you have, you could make those experiences true. So whatever you believe comes true. So if you believe that, that's really going to be a life experience. And so that direct experience for you is going to be like, yeah, that's real. But you as the sovereign being, you get to choose kind of experience you want to have. And you want whatever experience you want. Like I said, there are invitations that come in and you get to decide which one do you want to take a ride
And when and when I really like really got mind fucked, also on the LSD trip,
on.
like I was like walking in the city, and everything was like getting a bit scary for me. So I just called my mom. I was like, "Yo, can you pick me up?"
Yeah, that was a good move.
After that, everyone I talked to started lagging. Like they started lagging. It was like very weird, but I talk, and then it was like a lag, and then it's like what I think they're gonna say. It was like a clear projection or something, and and it was
Telepathy,
like
maybe.
very weird. And when I was scared, like everyone was scared. And when I was like feeling normal, like everyone was normal. If I like, they were just mimicking me.
Yeah, it's like a mirror out here. Like what we feel inside and what we believe inside mirrors on the outside. But the truth is there's really no inside or outside. Everything is one. There's no duality. It's non-duality. Everything is one. Everything you and you are it. You're no thing. Not that you're nothing, but you're no thing. Emptiness. Not emptiness in the sense from the mind's thought of what emptiness is in the dualistic world, but it's a direct experience of knowing that it's just this oneness, this unity consciousness, this impersonal beingness, this space where life is unfolding in all the forms and the thought, everything's just flowing, unfolding like the ocean. These are like all these different waves, but the ocean and the waves are all the same. You know, it's just this oneness.
Yeah.
I am you, whatever. There's no I am me. The duality mind comes in when you go to the personal mode, but if you just rest as what you are, and actually you can't help but do that. Everyone is really playing this little game, like this movie that they want to play, but the actor is never touched by the character that it's playing. So we're all playing these different little characters and having these little roles. It's kind of funny when you know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's kind of you joke with it. It's like it's entertainment. Like this is kind of like entertainment in a way, you know. Like we're
Also,
entertaining ourselves.
yeah. Why do you like think, or maybe like why do we experience pain? Like, do we need to experience it? Like, is it?
Oh, well, pain. I mean, pain. Anytime I give words, it's so hard because now the words are giving it meaning, and different people have
Yeah, yeah.
different
And
names
it's
of it.
actually you
Oh, what
can't.
the word? It's really
I
just
know.
like this feeling, but we give it like a name, like pain, and really pain really comes when we're identified as being a separate person, that we're this body or something, you know. That's where pain comes from. And then we kind of give it that label of what it is. But I mean, anything can arise here, any kind of feeling, sensations, whatever you want to call them. You can call it pain. Some people might call it pleasure. I mean, it depends, what you're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah,
You
because some
know,
people like pain, you know.
but
Yeah,
sometimes pain could be good because, like, from using this body, because we use this body in order to be in the 3D world. But body, like, I mean, if I didn't feel pain and I had my hand on a hot stove, my
yeah,
hand might melt away. So, in some respects, pain could be a good thing, right?
yeah. If you have like back pains, you need to check it out, you know.
Yeah, or
If
if
you
you're
want
doing
no
too, you're
pain,
working out
yeah,
too much and you have too much pain, well, maybe you need to take a rest day. If I'm a carpenter and I'm hammering and I hammer my finger, I'm glad I had pain because I just keep hammering away at it.
yeah,
So pain has some good uses, right?
yeah. Then nah,
For
you're
the
right.
human
I
experience,
didn't.
in the human experience, yeah.
I knew this perspective, but I forgot about it. I didn't really think
Yeah,
about it.
so in some ways it can be good.
You're right.
But I mean, in the world of duality, there's always two sides. I noticed that with manifesting, if you're doing it from the personal mode, there's always the yin and the yang, like, the good and the bad, hot and the cold, the pleasure, the pain. But when you're operating from effortless being, all that's happening within you, and now you're not identified with being a separate person. You see through that case of mistaken identity, and you remain as the effortless being. That's why I was trying to go with you earlier to help you make that distinction between impersonal, effortless being and the personal mode, because there's space there, those two modes. I could enter into this right here, into the 3D world, into the human experience. But what it is that's looking through the eyes is the pure infinite being that we all are, is looking through this eyes, your eyes, it's having these human experiences, but it's never touched by any of the human experience. It's not hurt by it. It's just looking at it, having the experience, having the human experience, but it's never affected by it. It doesn't touch it at all. It just still remains pristine, unaffected, neutral, happy, joyful, sovereign, all is well. It's the little play that's going on that we're
Thank you. Yeah.
just like in the movie, like the character doesn't really get hurt. It's just acting it out. So really
Yeah.
this is like entertainment. But
Yeah, when you
our
like
infinite
engage your
being who's
thoughts,
loving, we do loving things because it comes from love. You can't help but do it as the infinite once you recognize it. Because you see everyone as you. You're not going to hurt anybody because you see everyone as you.
uh,
Like when I look at you, I see myself. It's like a mirror. It's like I'm talking to
yeah.
myself. I'm only here by myself. Hello, hello, hello,
Yeah, that's crazy.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can just rest as the infinite being, the effortless being, and you can't help but do that anyway. Everything's just happening anyway, effortlessly. It's all how you react to it. It's the mind coming in after, making a story. Your suffering and your pain is coming. It's coming
Yeah,
from the
when
labels, the commentator in your head, that commentator who's giving everything meaning and talking about everything. You find that he slows down and relaxes once you see through him, because as I told you before, once you know Father Christmas, Santa Claus is not real, it loses its effect on you.
yeah, it does.
You
And
know?
when you engage in thought, when I engage in thought, I kind of like my vision gets blurry.
Yeah. It's an energy
That's
game because basically it's
I
sucking
also
your
found that out.
yeah, it's an energy game. It's sucking your energy out. When you relax as the effortless being, everything's being taken care of for you, everything's being done. Then when you start going into like, oh, I'm going to be this separate person, I'm going to do all these things, and I'm going to be separate, and I'm going to believe all these thoughts. That takes a lot of energy to operate a separate person. It really drains your energy. It's an energy game. Why give it your energy?
You're right.
Getting a good return on your investment. I don't know, like hugging my dog. I like giving that energy.
Yeah, I've two cats at home.
I love animals. Yeah.
Hey, me too.
I don't know. I just seem to resonate effortlessly with them. They
Yeah,
relate
and
to me
they're
anyway.
honest. Like if they want food, they just meow, you know.
Yeah. Meow, or the bark.
Yeah, you
They're
know they
so
want.
happy. And you never see like a dog or a cat sitting there like, I'm so depressed. I have so many problems. I don't know what
Uh,
I'm going to eat tomorrow. I got to get up and go to work tomorrow. What am I going to do? I don't know if anybody's going to like me. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a boyfriend. What am I going to do? My relationship sucks. I wonder if mom and dad are going to, yeah, they don't do all that stuff in their head. They're just,
nah.
now, oh, food. Ruff, ruff, arr. And they're happy. They're wagging their tail.
Yeah, and then they come thank you, you know.
Yeah, you can meet and yell at, "Ruff, ruff, ruff." They'll be like, "Arr." And they'll go, and they still lick your face. They're
Yeah.
still happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't
Happy
know
for
what's
no
going on at
reason.
all.
Happy for
Yeah.
no reason. That's how we are. That's what happens when you don't have that
Yeah,
mind.
and this life is backwards because we want a reason to be happy.
Yes, we start off as the pristine, infinite being, and this world has turned it all around, made us like that we're this limited little human self. And then if we do good enough and we meditate enough and we do all these good things, then we're going to get happier and happier. Oh, we're finally going to realize that we're the infinite being. But you start off as the infinite being, and then the thoughts come, and then you go from the body of bliss, which is you being aware of being blissful. Then you go to effortless being, where everything's just arising equally and effortlessly. Then you go to the mind, which is your thoughts, and you start believing that you're a separate person between me and my story, and all the thoughts apply to me when they don't. They're just innocently floating by. And then you go to the emotions. Oh, I'm feeling these emotions. Oh, it's happening. It's happening to me, and it's all in the dream in your mind. And then it happens to the physical body. Oh, I got a stiff neck. Oh, I feel depressed. I got high blood pressure, and that's all the effects. If you just remain as the infinite being, expansive and not some limited, self that needs fixing. There's no limited self here that needs fixing unless you subscribe to it, unless you accept the invitation. You have all the power to do that. So why not consciously choose be what you already are? And you can do that by just knowing it, operating from effortless being. Simple,
Uh,
right? It is simple.
yeah, it
It's
is.
you're laughing because it's so simple.
It is, to be honest.
We just overthink everything, man.
Yeah,
Relax. Everything's being taken care of for us.
yeah.
Go with the flow. You'll know what to do when the time comes. Your instinct, your intuition just kicks in and you'll feel effortless. That's how you know. That's your GPS system. It feels effortless, feels expansive, or does it feel like effort and distraction? And you know, ooh, that's not the way.
Yeah, and what if I'm like in a situation where it doesn't feel right? Like the intuition says like no, I don't feel good here. But
Yeah.
there's like factors keeping me there. Should I just accept it? Is that also just like acceptance?
Yeah, just surrender to it, accept it as
Yeah.
okay, this is the way it is. And the sovereign being, if he wants to change it, he'll change it. If not, then there's a reason why I'm here. Like, let me see what I need to learn from this experience. What do I need to learn from this? What is life trying to tell me? You know, is there a better feeling perspective or a thought, a better feeling thought I can have about this situation? Am I misreading this situation? Is it really real the way I think it is? Is there more going on here? What am I missing? Like, what's going on? Let me just relax. I'm overthinking it. Maybe go take a nap. I usually recommend people go take a nap and you wake up, it's everything's fine. I'm gonna make my next book's gonna be one pill for everything. Everybody just go when things aren't going your way, just go take a nap. You wake up, everything will be perfect.
Yeah,
You get to keep starting over.
yeah, that's also nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know how much like of this is really reality. Like they say like this dualistic world just kind of pops in and out like a light, like it's just fluttering up, out, up, out.
Yeah, it's weird, man. I don't know why are we here, man? It's weird, but it's fun,
We're
you
just
know.
here to enjoy, just have, we're here as a sovereign being to try out life, all the different ways that the infinite being can be. You're so free, you can constrict yourself, you're so free, you can have billions of different experiences. So as the infinite being, think about it. Like before this, for eons of years, you were just relaxing, doing nothing. And then you said, "Oh, let's have a little fun. Let's go out and try this. I want to try that. I want to try some ice cream. I want to see what it's like to do this or that," whatever you fill in the blank." And so you start doing all these things, and you just kind of forgot. You kind of lost in the movie, but you forgot who you really are. That's why this book, Effortless Being, realizing your infinite self, it's taking you back to what you truly are. It's just waking people up. Stop playing the game. Stop playing the game. We yeah.
Awakening to
Out effortlessly
effortless
too, man.
being.
It's just like flowing out. Like, whoa, look at